know what? I'm too excited. I'm just going to show you. By the way, I'm Cecilia. This is Willow Cove Croft. We're a family homesteading in eastern North Carolina, and this is our tractor. Full disclosure before, excuse you, I have picked the worst day for this. It is windy, it is cloudy, the goats are in heat, so they are out there yelling pretty much the whole time I talk. So I apologize for the wind and the goats and apparently the rooster and the turkey at some point. This is our tractor. Full disclosure, this is a loaner gift from my dad. This is his tractor. He and my stepmom Ruth brought this over from Missouri and we get to use it. So I am beyond excited. It is, first of all, it's the cutest tractor I've ever seen. Sorry, it's manly, it's a beast, but it's also incredibly, incredibly cute. It is a 1951 8N Ford tractor. Beyond that, I don't know much. We have manuals and books, and I'm sure that I can look up a lot of information and learn a lot, but this is the most recent addition to our homestead and not the only one. I am going to take you around because so much has happened this week. It's time for an update. So you'll be seeing a lot more of this. We're going to be looking for implements for it. We're going to be looking for a farm cart so that we can move things around the property with it. And it is going to pull the goat float for the Christmas parade this year. And I mean, come on. Can you imagine a more picturesque tractor pulling a goat float in a Christmas parade? I would definitely drive it for you, but this morning when I started it, it was a little slow to crank. It functions perfectly. It has a brand new engine, well, new to it engine built into it. However, we were learning how to start it and store it yesterday, and we kind of drained the battery. So I got one good start, and then I went to shift it, and she just kind of puttered out. So we're gonna have to charge the battery to get it parked back in the barn today. But we have another addition to the homestead. Meet Miss Tilly. How are you today? This little goat came to us by an interesting set of circumstances. We were actually contacted by her owners to purchase one of our bucklings, and when they came to visit, come to find out, they're military homesteaders in our teeny tiny little town. But as things progressed, they now have to move, as military often do, a little bit unexpectedly to them, I think. And they wanted Tilly to have a nice home, and I appreciate that they think we're a nice home. We certainly try to be, but we picked her up. She's staying here in the kidding stall and run. Hi, sweetie. She's the sweetest little thing. She's a little bit like a puppy dog, which is kind of fun in goats. I don't think she was a bottle baby. Interestingly enough, she was bred by a friend of mine who came and we traded a rabbit for a pig with earlier this year. And speaking of pigs, Davin and I went to our friend's house the other day, Stacy and David, who you've heard about in previous videos because we got our pigs that we processed last year from them. And Dee Dee's doing a fundraiser for her FFA class, and they ordered some strawberries, so we went to get them signed up for that. They had piglets born. I went and saw them. They are spotted and so cute. So we secured our pigs. We're not going to be doing as many this year. We're going to be doing, I think, 2 or 3, 2 for sure. So pigs are secured for the year. By the way, Tilly is not going to live in there forever. She's quarantining for now for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Then she will be joining the herd. Also, I have a deposit in for another registered Nigerian dwarf to add and grow our herd. And of course we have the sheep coming, and those breeders have been secured. Now, if you remember about 5 weeks ago, we had a rabbit Kindle in a major cold snap, and we lost all of her babies on the wire. And 2 other rabbits are being very cute right now. So we rebred that rabbit. That rabbit is the first holdback from our breeding pair of New Zealands. And what we did, which may be a little controversial, but it's what we chose to do because we're trying to increase the amount of blue New Zealands that we produce. She's blue, her sire often throws blue, so we line bred her back to him, and she kindled 3 days ago and has a ton of fur, so I have to find these babies. Where are you, babies? There you are. So we have new babies from her, and let me see if I can. This is exactly what she looked like as a baby, and we got 6 solid blue New Zealands out of that pair, which I am excited about because that's exactly what the goal of that was. We have another rabbit that we kept back, our second holdback from our Rex checker cross and our Rex buck, and this is Nimbus, and she is a magpie, one of my favorite Rex colors, so we kept her. But our other Rex, Scarlet, not her mom, kindled and had a nice big litter. Hi guys. So in total we are up 18 rabbits in, well, they kindled on the same day, but one kindled in the evening, well, early morning, and the other one kindled that evening. So if you remember, last week's video was all about starting seeds. We planted on a Saturday afternoon, and by Thursday we had germination. We had seedlings coming up, and so far all the tomatoes that we planted and some of the basil over here has come up. So these heat mats, last year when we planted, we didn't use heat mats. It took a good probably 11 to 14 days for our first germination, but with this heat mat, it's cut that in half. We still need to plant more tomatoes and a few other things and get those started. I think we'll be doing that next week, but it is wonderful to have these going. And also, hang on, let me grab some. Okay, so I have attempted sourdough starter, I think 3 times and failed. But a friend of mine, her granddaughter, has done her own starter and had great success with it. So I got some sourdough starter from down the road, and we traded that for a couple goat breedings. Her granddaughter is a 4-H'er and an awesome kid. So I am so glad that we were able to get some starter, and they are gonna have babies from our boys. And last but not least, I was gonna start with this, but she was asleep. This young lady has been chosen by her FFA class to be
the FFA Creed speaker.
And for those of you who don't know what that is, because I definitely didn't and had to Google it, you should Google it because it's a statement. It's like a mission statement.
It's a 5-paragraph statement made by Eli Whitney about beliefs and goals of the future of agriculture.
Yeah, which I think everybody could probably relate to, and maybe not everybody knows is out there. It was pretty inspiring when I read it and heard it. And what a Creed speaker does is they go to competitions and they give an inspirational speech from a memorized creed, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, we're very proud of her. So, love you much, Dee.
Yeah.
All right. So, as you can tell, this week was very full and very full of a lot of blessings, in more than one way. And also very full because of things I feel like we've been working for that has taken us a while to get to this point where they're falling into place. And the interesting thing is that one of my goals this year has been to allow that to happen, not to force it, not to push it, to be open to experiences. I'm not an overly trusting person, and I am not someone who seeks the company of others often, but over time I have started to find some really wonderful people out there, people that I do feel comfortable working with. And also, one thing that's really hard for me is to ask for things, or to accept gifts, or to accept other people's generosity. So this is so hard to explain. Just being able to feel like we're on mutual ground in that we're working for similar goals, maybe not the same goals, but similar goals, to where we both have something to offer, that we are independent, but that understanding we can work with one another to meet our goals in a better way. Maybe that's what I'm trying to get at. People who live sustainably, or try to, or are moving in that direction, aren't terribly needy. However, it makes us stronger as a community. I will also say I feel like this has brought me closer to my family. I have a little bit of an interesting background. I didn't meet my dad till I was in my 30s. I didn't meet my stepmom or some of my siblings. So it's incredibly special that David and Ruth take time to come out here to spend time with us. We've worked together. My mom has also come over all the way from Washington. She's the one who helped tear this side of the barn down. She's the one who gifted us the materials to close that in. So I feel incredibly blessed in so many ways. So I'm going to stop right now because I'll probably cry. I'm not doing that on camera. So I'm going to leave this really cool moment where Corbin's grandpa was teaching him how to drive the tractor that is staying here for now, that we are going to use and take care of and be stewards of until it is needed somewhere else. So thank you for watching. Take care, be safe, and I will see you on the next one.
It'll quit running, it's hard to restart. So what we're going to do is pull this out. When we start it, when it's running, push it back in slowly. Push it in.